Welcome to Module CV, where V is for vulnerability. What we're doing in this module is setting out the area of each crop that is vulnerable to each climate hazard. In the example here, in the example data, we have 7 different crop by seasons that we're analyzing, and we have 6 different climate events. You'll see the data that we're putting in is twofold. The first one is the vulnerable area, and then the level of certainty. The idea here is that not every crop will be vulnerable to every climate event, and not all of a crop will be vulnerable to a climate event. So for example, you may not have stagnant flooding in the highlands, or you might already have the majority of a population using a variety that's tolerant to terminal heat stress, so that won't be necessarily be vulnerable to that. But what we're doing here is, so for this example, we're saying rice in Kharif season. Of all the rice that is planted in Kharif season, 40% of the area of rice in Kharif season that's planted is vulnerable to frost. So that might be that 60% is in lowlands where frost is not an issue. You will see, if you have more than one season, you will see that sometimes you will get this no relationship. So in this example, wheat in the pre-Kharif season, there is no relationship with frost. Now that's because in our C-, our frost, our pre-Kharif, we said there was no relationship there. So you're not asked for data where we know that there is not a relationship. If you see that there is a relationship, but that it's telling you no relationship, you need to go back to the C-, look for that season and change it to yes instead of no. So if we did that here, what we would then see is there's already some data pre-filled, but we'll see it doesn't say no relationship anymore. So we want to go through each crop and discuss and think about how much of that area is actually vulnerable. The other things that we do is put our level of certainty, we put our data source, and we use our notes section. And what this will do is really scale down the impacts if there is a crop that is not very vulnerable in terms of area.